Ignatius was a Spaniard, born in 1491.
He pretty much liked himself more than anyone else.
He was a woman's man and a soldier. And as a young man, he was injured in the Battle of Pamplona.
He wanted to fight battles. He wanted to make his way in the world. He wanted to woo the ladies. And that all came crashing down. So often plans go awry, and his went awry in a big way.
Well, in the course of the battle, he was hurt. His leg was hurt by a cannonball. And yet, in the course of his recovery, he had 2 surgeries to make his leg straight so that when he wore tights, he would look good. Well, it didn't work, and the only readings that he had to do in the castle were the life of Christ and the life of the saints.
And he began to experience an attraction to being like these saints and following Jesus. But he also had a lot of attraction to being a ladies' man, which he had been.
For he was an addict as well. He was an addict of being in love with himself.
He was struck by the different feelings that he had, the depth of them and the positive nature of them. And he found out that the greatest happiness came from reflecting on giving his life in the service of God and his fellow man.
And so began a spiritual journey, which he ultimately wrote about, called the Spiritual Exercises.
First thing he did was gave up his life of womanizing, and he wanted to save souls. That was his goal.
He finally founded the Society of Jesus in 1540 and led the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, until his death. A very interesting guy in the church.
And here was a person who turned their back on that and offered themselves to God.